Hi there. So, welcome to this video, which I'm going to be talking a little bit about planning and execution. I've been commissioned to make a really cool poem for a bride to give to her dad on her wedding day. She's written the poem for me and she sent it to me on email. And I've printed it out on a size of piece of paper, the size I'm going to use. I've got the frame ready, which I'm going to make. It's a very simple frame with acrylic, but I've found that no matter what the frame, if you get a mount inside it, it's quite good to utilise that. But in this case, we're just going to mount the piece of art in the frame without the mount, so I can save that for something else. So everything has its advantages. So she's written this poem. It's not particularly long, but I printed it out in a way that would make me understand how big the writing needs to be. You can sort of see underneath there, it does fit in the thing. Now, a lot of people will now set about this with one of these, start measuring down the sides, everything else. I'm a bit wild and crazy in terms of I don't want to rub out all the lines, and I don't have a pencil that I truly trust that will disappear when I do rub it out. And for that reason, I don't want to draw lines, but what I am going to do is use dots. So this is why I've done this video today, to sort of give you a bit of an inkling. It's very straightforward. I'm going to get my ruler here. Actually, I've probably left too big a gap here that I don't need. She just wants the date on it, which I'm going to put there, right? So that actually can be quite close to there. And she wants it to say "to my daddy" at the top. Now, I'm going to do this in a very straightforward way. I'm going to measure the centre of the paper. It's 21 centimetres wide, so 10.5 is the centre. And I'm going to mark it on the board, all right? That's how much I don't want to write on the actual paper. All right, so I've marked on the board there and at the bottom. And I'm going to do a little cross here, a little line here that tells me where the centre is. Okay, because I know that I'll probably end up writing over that, and it doesn't matter if I can't completely rub it out. Right, so we know that the date can kind of fit neatly in here. I might make that quite small actually. And that we need to fit the poem in here, and that this can be the rough size of my writing. So I'm going to do a bit of a, down this, following the centre line, I'm going to do a dot here. It's just quite a soft pencil. I'm going to do a dot here, a dot here. So I know that each verse has 4 lines, and I need them to be kind of on those 4 lines there. And I've found that if I just stick to this plan, so just make sure I haven't mucked that up, keep it really still, I'm going to go down the page just doing a dot like this, down that centre. Well, I've already gone off centre. The thing is, with calligraphy and any art, if you try to make it perfect and try to make it so neat, try to make it exact, try to make it photorealistic, it's a situation where you're open to critique, and whether or not it is perfect or not, or whether or not it is straight or not. You'll remember the old calligraphers used to work on this lined paper that's like so straight, and then all their ups and downs have to be really straight. Well, don't forget, I'm going to be bouncing up and down along these lines to make sure it's not straight. And that's when you start thinking, oh no, that D isn't in the right place. And then there you go. Right, so I've gone down there. I'm not going to do a dot for the date, but I've gone down the middle, and I'm already going to rub out that there. And I know that I just need to be mindful of these dots. And I've got a bit of wiggle room. I can stray a little bit, but I need to bear in mind that these dots represent the line of the text and the centre. So each time I'm writing, I can also figure out here. I don't think that my writing is going to be the same size as this. So that's the next stage. I've got a couple of pens lined up. All right. And the next stage is I've got a piece of plain paper. I'm going to sit down because I'm standing up. I've got two different pens. They're both quite fine. And I'm going to, with that in mind there, I'm going to move along with my pen pointing up to the right, as usual. I haven't decided what I'm going to do about dotting the eyes yet. So I'm going to leave them, which I would normally do anyway, till the end. And then I'm either going to dot them then, or I'm going to use little gems. Okay, so I've tried out with that one. That's just a standard pen. And I've got this one here, which is similar, but it's just a different pen. And I'm just going to decide, aha, now this is giving me a finer line. So I'm probably going to go with this one here. I'm basically writing out the first line of it. Oh, I dotted that then, didn't I? Just to practice. It still feels quite thick, actually. So I might need to be mindful, but that is my thinnest one. I might need to be mindful that perhaps I need to be less heavy-handed. Just press less hard. Oh, look, that's better. Can you imagine if I began the artwork without this practice and went, oh, that's a bit thick. And then it's too late. I'm going to redo. I've hand done that border with watercolour. I have scanned it in case I mess it up, so that if I was short on time, I could print one out, but I'd rather do the original. But it's just a backup. There you go. So I've basically just sort of, as you can see, I'm doing lines, L-I-T-T-L-E. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to video this whole thing. I'm going to show you the end result. I'm going to be saying out loud the lines as I write them. And as you can see, that will fit quite nicely on there. Remember, that's a really short line. And there's longest lines. Another thing sometimes I do is I figure out what the longest line is. And I'll just check that that fits. So the longest line on here is this one. And I know that I really need to keep within this piece of paper. So I'm going to just check that I can fit and all. I'm on lines here. I'm going to be going up and down, which also gives me a bit of leeway. If I think I'm running out of room to fit something in, going up and down with the letters actually helps. Try it. Oh, look, I'm running out of room there. I'll just demonstrate. Now, if I was doing that, I can't fit for me. So I'm going to have to be really mindful that I need to fit it in. So let's try that again. Go a bit smaller. And when I know that I can fit everything in, maybe it's because I'm trying to go on one line. Let's go up and down. That would be amazing. You see already I'm ahead. Things. Because if I don't go up and down this page, people are going to start to think, oh, that's a bit wonky. Things you've... So you can start to get really... That's better. I think I needed to do the uppy-downy bit otherwise. But it's really important that I don't start that big and go small just to fit that line in. So I'm going to do all my writing this size now, and all the amazing things you've done for me. It's the longest line and it fits. So come back to my next post. I'm going to share with you the finished thing, and have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing.